Thanks for watching. My name is David Warren. I'm president of Bridgeford Trust Company, and I'm excited today to talk to you a little bit about a topic that has become pretty hot in the estate planning world right now, and it really does Trust Situs Matter. Situs is a fancy word for jurisdiction, and it's become a hot topic really across the country over the last 5 to 10 years as states have changed their trust laws in a way to try to attract new business. The question as to where to place your trust, or a trust, in the wealth planning process, or whether to transfer a trust from one state to another, is very much like the question that a business person would consider relative to where to incorporate a new company or whether to move a company from one state to another. If I were to ask you where to place a new company, most people would probably say Delaware. And in the trust space, for those who follow this, there are 4 states that have emerged as the top states relative to Trust Situs, and there are several factors that we'll talk about. But I come to believe, and there have been some commentators that would agree with this as well, that the decision as to where to place a trust is as important as the decision to create a trust in the first place. And what's really intriguing to watch is states across the country are in a race to create the most advantageous or inviting trust laws. So they're looking at things like taxation and asset protection and other things, and they're changing their laws in a way to try to get folks with ultra high net worth or ultra high net worth individuals to consider moving trust to that state. These factors are extraordinarily important because it's part of the big picture planning process that we all should be engaging in for our clients. For example, as you're looking at asset protection, just because a state has an asset protection statute doesn't mean it's the best, and there's additional objective criteria that we go through to determine which states are the best. And so in this instance right now, South Dakota is considered a leader, as is Nevada, primarily because of the fraudulent conveyance statute portion, or that's a fancy way of saying the look back. South Dakota and Nevada only have a 2-year look back situation, where Delaware it's 4, and that makes a difference, and a practitioner needs to know that, because if they have a client that is in a situation where they may need asset protection sooner than later, that 2-year difference can make have a huge impact on the ability to just shield assets in the event of a lawsuit or a creditor claim. The privacy provision is something that is extraordinarily important to particularly high net worth individuals who don't want anybody to know anything about their assets. In Pennsylvania, there is no privacy provision. In fact, in Pennsylvania, there is no asset protection statute as well. But with respect to privacy, South Dakota, hands down, has the most robust privacy laws on the books, where it's a total seal forever, meaning in a court proceeding or any proceeding, this information that's contained in the trust, the name of the beneficiaries, of course the size, none of that is discoverable or can be found. Delaware has a 3-year seal, and after that it's open to the public. So these issues, while on the surface might not seem like big issues in the planning process, when you put them together and you put them in the context of which jurisdiction is the best, it's vitally important to stay on top of what's happening. And it's not hard to stay abreast of changes, because publications are constantly producing articles that do a very nice comparison. The chart on the screen is a great example of a real objective measurement. This was put together by Steve Oceans. He's an attorney in Nevada. And he, as you can see, created a very objective rubric here to place weightings on various topics and factors that I've already mentioned. And he puts together some nice explanation here in an easy-to-follow format to indicate, in fact, which state is considered the best jurisdiction. It looks at asset protection, privacy, whether they have the rule against perpetuities in place. This is a valuable tool when you're doing planning with a client and issue spotting and things that are to determine what's important to them and their families and subsequent generations. It's important to consult something like this so you're giving the best advice with respect to where the trust should be. So I think without a doubt, trust jurisdiction matters. Trust situs is important. I think that we can't ignore it, and from the perspective of doing planning for high net worth families, whether you're an accountant, whether you're an attorney, whether you're a trust professional or a financial advisor or an asset manager, the issue as to Trust Situs is vitally important and has very real practical implications and can have very negative implications if the proper situs isn't selected early on. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate the opportunity to share this information with you. Please feel free. I encourage you to check out our website, of course, at bridgefordtrust.com, where you can sign up for our news information and up-to-date materials about Trust Situs and why it matters and how it changes so quickly. And of course, if you have any other questions, please feel free to email me directly or give me a call. Thank you.